Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is a part of my ongoing anthology series that I call Star Wars Saturdays because I'm into prosaic names that are descriptive in that it tells you what it is. I run these games on Saturdays. I have been doing so for now 6 years, and each month, and sometimes for a whole quarter or a trio of months, I'll pick a different tabletop RPG, indie, small press, or the like, hack it, reskin it, or just say, hey, plop, it's in Star Wars now. You're welcome. Uh, as of earlier this year, I have now participated in, either run or played in over 100 different tabletop RPGs that are set in Star Wars, none of which of that 100 count were officially licensed Star Wars tabletop RPGs because I'm just obstinate that way. We are in our second session of a quarterly series of Apocalypse World Burned Over. AWBO, or Apocalypse World Burned Over, a lot of syllables, is a hack of the original Apocalypse World, which came out 2010 from Vincent McGay Baker, and they went back and made a different version of that game that is available on Itch, PayHip, and Drive Through RPG from 2021. I have a slight tweak to the XP system because I prefer this to what is published. I don't even remember. I don't think I devised this. I think this was in something that Vincent McGay published on their Patreon, but I'm not sure. I can't find it. I've tried to go through old files. Regardless, the only difference is instead of like 4 ticks to get an XP and then those XP roll to improvements, it's anytime you roll a stat, you mark it once. And once you have 3 total marks, that becomes 1 tick towards improvement. 3 ticks of improvement, boom, you advance. And there are end of session questions that mark for a full improvement mark rather than ticking a stat of any kind. You can also take harm and get XP. That's just kind of neat. Hey, I learned something when I got shot. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Uh, as a brief update for you guys, not that you care, this game is set in Jakku, but not during the sequel series, but immediately soon after the Battle of Jakku, which happened 30 years prior to um, uh, Rise of the. I always forget the first name of the with Ray and Finn, and was it Rise of the
Force
Force?
Awakens.
Thank you. So God, I need to like get that as a tattoo so that I could just go. Force Awakens. 30 years prior, there was this gathering of all the Imperials to fight, make one last stand, and it was above Jakku. It was also a pretty cool battleground or Battlefront 2 map. Like literally, pretty darn cool. But this takes place after that battle has happened, and there's all this junk and detritus and scrap, which makes one think of, hey, that's a lot of potential credits lying in the sand. And many people have agreed. Therefore, there are boom towns that are popping up. Literally, one of them is called Boomtown. And Jakku is flush with cash, but not flush with law or order or civilization. Which, of course, this is the update part, made me think, hey, I should watch some media that would inspire me for ideas for this boomtown Western type of thing. I have now finished the entire 3 seasons of Deadwood and also watched the movie that came out in 2019. It was pretty darn good. I will not have any NPCs speaking in blank verse with extreme amounts of obscenities, but it's in there in my brain pan. So, uh, with all that out of the way, we had 2 players who joined us last week and 2 new players for this week. And this is probably most of our main cast for the series. We'll have some shuffling in and out because, grown-ups and doing stuff and the summertime. But let's have Stephen and Andesh, if you could, we'll start with Andesh. moving from the left to the right, we'll have both of you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your character. Then Jolene and Greg introduce themselves, tell them us about their characters. We'll do HX, and then we'll roll into some play. So, Andesh, kick it off.
Yeah, I'm Anders EM. I'm playing Asa Starbreaker. She, her. She and her crew, her group, what's called her people in the playbook. They were young people from a town or village near the Imperial base, an Imperial base that was destroyed in the battle. The town was also kind of messed up. So most of the people moved away to other places, but the youngsters or young people who didn't really have a future or were more adventurous, they decided that going to hunt for scrap and make some money that way, that seems like a good thing to do. She kind of, for various reasons, became the leader of this group. So that's what she does now. They are workers, like laborers, who do scavenging and some odd jobs, and some people who act as guards who are armed. Um, and she tries to gather information to find out where should we go next, where's the good stuff, where can we uh, sell everything we have. Um, yeah, I think that's about it.
That's pretty darn good. Thank you so much, Andesh, for telling us about. I'm sorry, Asa. Asa, am I saying that right?
Asa, yeah.
Asa. Asa. Cool. Asa Starbreaker. Steven, please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Sure thing. My name's Steven. My pronouns are he, him. And I'm playing Moz Vandrix. I've got a picture. He is his pronouns are he, him, and he's a basilisk that we saw in the prequels briefly. He has 4 arms. And he is a food truck owner. You can see the little food truck here too. And the name of it is the Crates Line. And let's see. Um, Basically he has cheap food, but mostly it's contraband and information that he's looking at, that he collects around his area. There are little panels that pop out on the side that form like little seating areas and tables where people can eat. um, and he has a number of um, patrons who are either very good for me or very bad for me. So we'll run through some of the NPCs at some point whenever that Rich gratefully made up. Um, One of them is Pillix, who Pillix goes out and finds really good, where the scavengers are going to be. Those are the good sites, those are the hot sites, and that's where I go next. And we'll see the others in play. Let's see. That's really about it. I've got a lot of gossip and stuff like that. I do have a start of session move, just to warn you.
Yes, wealth, correct?
Yes.
I actually literally have written here on my scant notes. Here, I'll just show you how much prep I did for this. I have written wealth move.
Yeah, yeah.
Over here, I wrote song shift. Um, so I was going to do more, but then I decided to take a shower. All right. Amazing. I did, just as a heads up, I did add um, in our NPCs tab a Moz's Folks subfolder. What that does is that links over to wherever they are in the other areas, most of them in Nema Outpost. So we'll make adjustments in the stuff to the left, but then it'll update there, and that way it's easier for us to know who are Maz's folks. And the medical staff also has a subcategory, which is important because it's time for Greg. If you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hey, I'm Greg. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Alin Trazic right here. Also he, him pronouns. Alin is a New Republic medic who has been dispatched to Jakku when you crash like 100 Star Destroyers into a planet's surface. The least you can do is send out a medical detachment as some sort of like, peacekeeping thing. he's ill prepared. You know, Rich, if you watched a whole bunch of Deadwood, I'm seeing this as like northern exposure in Jakku. You're seeing northern exposure. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a character who was like that. He died 3 episodes in.
Yeah. So you know, there's other playbooks too. Allen is also the he's the brother of Kel Trazic, who is a star-spanning bounty hunter, who is normally played by Will. So I asked Will if I could play his little
You
brother,
did?
who
Oh my gosh.
missed out on the Galactic, war. He's a young, fresh face, and he's been sent here with everything except what he actually needs.
Amazing. Wow. Wow. I'm so excited. Sorry, that connection just makes my heart
Yeah.
happy. Jolene, speaking of connections, because I am so excited to see this character in play, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Jolene. I'm she, her. I'm playing Zola Gold, not playing my usual for the first time. Zola Gold, she's I think they're Feline? No, Larian,
I've always said Mary Allen.
Miri Allen. The green skinned people with the tattoos. She's the gear cutter, which, she's just like a really weird mechanic. She was previously seen in some Bounty of the Week where she eventually becomes a bounty hunter or something. I don't know. Maybe she was bounty hunter before this, but historically, Janella has been to Jakku multiple times, so maybe this series will end up setting up Zola's hatred of her.
Maybe. Who knows? How can I remember Mary Allen, but I can't remember the first one? Like, what is up with the brain? Cool. Let me circle back because there is a question that I asked both Steven and Dash, and I want to ask about Olin and Zola. Olin and Zola, Maz and Aza.
Yeah.
Olin, what was Olin doing when the Battle of Jakku happened? Was he there? Was he on a New Republic ship? What was he doing?
I think he was finishing up uh like his residency at a hospital on Corellia.
Wow,
And it was like it came up on the news feed.
messed up. Cool. And then how did how did he end up here? Did he volunteer for it?
He was selected. He was dispatched. He went into service for the New Republic Medical Corps, and there was a need for him to go to Jakku, and there might have been some mix up in the papers that it was Trazic, and
Oh, that was a different Dresic. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, he is younger brother. Oh,
yeah.
I see. Right. And then you can think about this for a little bit, but I think you're probably located in Nema Outpost. Does that sound okay? There are
Yeah,
other options,
I would
but
think that would be is that, I mean, I know Maz's place kind of moves around,
Maz's place does move around.
and
Yeah.
Aza, sorry, we're gonna be bad about this the whole time.
Aza.
Aza, thank you, Aza. Aza, is that also a Nema Are you also mostly a Nema Outpost?
Yeah, wherever there's scavenge. I think
Okay.
me and Steven talked about like we're usually in the same area.
Okay.
Dope,
I
dope,
mean,
dope.
I think that's if that's where the New Republic would think was
Well, that's where
place.
the salvage inspection office is. So that's why I thought they might also set up
Yeah.
a medical area.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So with that, please take a look at our NPCs tab down on row 15. There is a picture of a guy named Lieutenant Deng Walden. Deng Walden is the New Republic Salvage Inspection Officer. He's got a team that reports to him. And I just want to know what about Dang? You don't have to answer right away. What about Dang? Is Olin either um a little disappointed in or objectively dislikes?
Oh, what about
Yeah,
Deng does all in
some
dislike?
yes, there's
Oh,
something.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you two have not like when you first met.
he's corrupt. He is not he's obviously you know getting a lot more money for the salvage and not giving people uh the proper amount. He's taking money under the table. He probably has some sort of deal with Nima.
Oh, yes. Jolie Greg, if you didn't notice it, Nima Outpost didn't realize this till Rich started doing research on Jakku. Nima Outpost, named for Nima the Hutt, who's alive during this part of the timeline. Get to play fucking Hutt. Love it. Sorry, got a
Who
little
doesn't love a
excited
hut?
about that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Female Hutt who speaks basic. She deigns to speak basic. She also is worshipped as a deity here. That's all canon, which is just great. Like, I love the writer who came up with that. I think it was an aftermath, but I don't know. So, Jolene, for Zola, what was Zola up to when the Battle of Jakku happened?
Hmm. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I
if you want to
think,
discover it and play, that's okay too.
yeah. Mostly just because I don't know what goes on in the lore of Star Wars
Oh,
surrounding that.
yeah. Well, just imagine
I think
giant
like
ass battle. Were you
I
involved in the battle?
imagine
Did you happen to be
like
on Jakku at the time, or did you just recently arrive? That's generally what I'm trying to get at. Is
I think basically somehow she got caught in a crossfire of something. Probably not the Battle of Jakku, but traveling through, but there's raiders everywhere, right? So like,
hmm
and she got shot down. So, and her, she's trying to scrounge up parts to rebuild her ship to get out of here. And it's not easy because this place sucks. There's like nothing. No one comes here.
It's true. It's all awesome. Fantastic. So Steven, let's look at this wealth move of yours and
Um,
hit it. Oh,
I do have
give us
to
start us. Oh
no, but I'm
shit, we should do HX too. Sorry.
yeah, the HX and also like salvage grounds. I'm guessing those are the locations on the map I should pick for the 5 things I'm supposed to hard zone
Yeah,
locations for up to 5.
yeah,
So I'm
exactly.
like, I don't know what a hard zone location is when I'm making this character. So
Sorry, I
it's
tried
just
to
a
answer this like Jakku. That's the hard zone.
okay. Just basically these 1 through 10s are all hard zones, I'm guessing.
Yes, they're
Okay.
all locations. The hard zone
Okay.
is Jakku.
I can do that silently as we go.
Okay.
So let's do
Yeah,
the
and
HX.
yeah, pick it as you're like, oh, this is interesting. I pick it now. Let's do HX though. So Jolene, let's have you look at your HX, and that is
That's
down on
I'm just looking at my PDF because it's
yeah.
probably bigger.
PDF's
Yeah.
probably bigger, yeah, but it is
All right.
in the
So
keybind.
everyone list the other characters' names. I should do that first. All right. But on my turn as 1, 2, or all 3. So which of you seems to me like the biggest potential problem? Oh, thank you.
Anyone want to suggest that they're the biggest problem? It's possible
Would the
that
New Republic be a problem for you, Zola?
let's say Czech, so but
Yeah.
so it's a person, but yeah, all in being a representative of the New
Yeah.
Republic could be that. That's true. That's true.
Hmm.
I will say K is playing a volatile. K's character may be the biggest problem, but also
Okay.
Allen could be the biggest problem. It's which do you think?
Let's go with that volatile.
All right.
I don't know what their name is because it's hidden. So
Yeah, is I'm gonna grab it. I can't remember where it's hidden at. Doo-doo-doo.
There's 2 hidden between Aza and myself.
Can't get the button to go. Okay, fine. We will worry about that later. Not a big deal. Awesome. Greg, for Olin, what
Should I
do
ask
you
the other
want for an
question?
answer? We were gonna go like bounce around.
Back and forth, no
Yeah,
problem.
we'll back and forth a little bit.
I keep moving. Have you
Sorry.
put a hand? No, it's okay. Have you put a hand in when it mattered and helped me save lives? Has anybody helped me save a life?
Sure.
Ooh. Who did we save?
Yeah.
Let's look at the NPCs list. Give me a letter. Oh wait, this doesn't help. Never mind. Who looks cool? Who looks fun? Let's go with Virni Oneta. First row, columns BU to
The
CC.
death of
Oh.
Miriam. Oh man.
Someone from Blowback Town.
I just like the cool look.
Did she get shot up over at Maz's place? It's messed
Could
up.
be. Maybe
Maz.
she's very quiet about what happened.
Oh.
So did she like stumble in,
Yeah, did you
nearly
bring her in?
dead? Yeah, did you bring her in? Did you find her lying in an
Yeah, no,
alley?
yeah, totally brought her in.
Okay. She wouldn't say where she got shot.
Yeah, not a clue.
Okay.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Might have to get used to that.
What, people stumbling in?
People not telling me where they got shot.
No,
Why
right
would
here. I
they?
just told you. It's right here.
Seriously, be sure the plasma bird gives that away.
Exactly. Cool. Has anyone else pitched in when it mattered? That's one of those that multiple people could answer if they were so inclined.
It could be me thing, but I'm not sure. I
My
think,
other yeah.
yeah, sorry, but no, go ahead.
My other options, one is almost certainly Kay's character. Who do I figure is doomed to self-destruction?
Have you
Yeah.
played with Kay before for some reason?
I watched her character introduction too. She's playing to type. It's okay. And then who's been beside me all the time? Kind of my character history. Unless somebody came with me from off world, I'm not sure that applies. So I might just take +1 with everyone else because I keep my eyes open.
Cool.
I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna say Maz has put a hand in whenever it mattered
Yeah,
and helped you
sure.
save lives. And I think in that case, what it was, I figure that if you have an emergency, that's also a hot place to go because there's good info there and all of that. So I work sometimes sort of as an ambulance service.
I have an ambulance, but
do you really?
I do. It's one of the things I chose everything except the things that would actually help people, like the garden of drugs that helps people, the water fountain that helps people. Yeah, I didn't take all of those. I have the armed guards, the medical assistants, an ambulance, which could be like out of commission and Moz can come, flying in. That's fine. And then I have the med lab, but anecdotally, I think I just don't have any like actual medical supplies.
It could be like you needed extra transportation or something.
Or did you fix the ambulance? Is Moz handy in that way?
No, no, no.
Okay.
It could also be that my most reliable employee, which I think is Pillix, gets the information about where fights are going to go down.
Ooh.
And basically, I can feed you information about where people are most likely to be hurt.
We could do more about that, Moz, but okay.
Interesting. Interesting. Oh, this is good. I had a kicker in mind, and you guys are making it so much more relevant, and I appreciate that. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Good. Let's see. So you threw in a hand, Moz did, helping out by acting as temp ambulance. Is that what we settled on? Not fixing it up, but
No, Moss lets me know where there might be need
okay.
for
So
the ambulance.
it's an
Yeah.
ongoing thing of like, hey, there's some trouble here. Okay, cool. Do you guys have, is that comm unit traffic or is that unreliable? And so it's more like you got to show up or you send people.
I think what happens is whenever I get information back from Pillix, um, I get an idea of what the danger level is, and that's whenever I call in, all in. Um, if it's going to be dangerous or it's been dangerous, that's whenever I make sure that he comes with me.
Okay.
And I said that correct, all in, correct?
All in.
Perfect.
Excellent. And I've realized that naming a character Elix means the I's and the L's all look like one series of things. So that's another name that's going to be weird. Cool. Andesh, did you have any Aza HX that you wanted to throw at Allen or Zala?
Yeah, I was I was thinking about Zola. Like, do you think we have are we like working together when we like scavenge and do that sort of thing, or are we competitors? What do you think is more interesting?
Hold up a sec. I was just writing the thing down. You are like they're the monarchs, so like you're in charge of a bunch of people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think, I mean, if you're up for it, are you in charge of any locations?
No,
Okay. Okay,
it's
darn,
just
because
I have
that could have
people.
worked with some of my salvage ground stuff, but I think I think we work together.
Oh,
Or at the very least, we trade with each other.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. I deal direct with scroungers. So where is Aza based out of?
Um,
Or is,
I'm not,
since it's Apocalypse World, it's roving?
yeah. I don't and remember I looked at the locations early on, but I forgot everything about it. I would assume like Nima Outpost is like our home base, but then we'll go on expeditions to various places where there's more
Gotcha.
scavenge to find.
Gotcha.
I noticed on the map that you have Aza's old home, uh, a couple of
Yeah,
entries below
that,
too. Yeah.
that's up by the Imperial base ruins.
Yeah, I don't think there's much left of that place, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was one of those carpet bomb trying to take out the Imperial base. The village was in the way. That really
Mhm.
sucks. We did our best. Okay.
But I kind of get the sense that yeah, I think like Nima Outpost is our home base, but we'll go out to other places uh, for scavenge.
Cool. Then I think Nima is kind of our Deadwood, but it's definitely not all located in Deadwood. We're going to be, you guys are a little bit the prospectors, which is super exciting. Cool.
Mhm. But I was so sorry that was a lot of preamble to get to my actual question. uh, because then I don't because the ones I have are you my people, which would mean like you're part of our crew, basically. Um, or if you ever stood up to me in front of my people, or if you wish you were my people.
Yeah, no, I've stood up to you in front of your people.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah. And I think it was basically, and it wasn't over like what you would consider important, but like I got real mad at how you've been treating your equipment. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop being a flarkin banta. Stop having brains like banta poodoo and take care. Like you know how much sand there is. You've got to clean this daily.
So I think since we're locals, I think this must have been some equipment, some stuff that some scavenged equipment that we were using, like old Imperial stuff that we didn't know properly how to use properly. That's what makes sense to me. Does that?
Oh, yeah, no, that's good. I have a question just for the group. Is it okay if I do a bad Southern accent in that it's bad because I'm from the North and I'm really not that familiar with Southern, and so I'm not trying to be like mocking of Southern. It's just like a Huell Hauser type accent.
What is Huell Hauser, or who is Huell Hauser?
He was this guy from California, like, welcome to California, California gold, and he passed away like a few years ago.
Okay, never,
Yeah.
I never heard of that person.
I know him mostly from a podcast where a comedian used to impersonate him up until he passed away. Then he's like, well, I'm retiring that character.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, howdy, y'all. Like that sort of thing.
Like the male and female characters from Cowboy Bebop who talk about the bounties. That.
Okay, yeah. I was like, well, I haven't listened to the dub, but yes.
Oh shit, the dub's so good, man. It's one of the best dubs ever.
I like look, I liked the anime when I first watched it, and I like the live action version too. So
Yeah, I did too.
but yeah, sort of like that. Howdy, y'all. All right, hold up.
Got it in my head. I, being Southern, and
Yeah,
occasionally
that's
you'll
why I
hear
want
it
to
in my
ask.
accent. I'm okay. I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. I very rarely have NPCs who do Southern voices. I don't
Yeah.
know if anyone's ever noticed that, but I almost never do.
Yeah.
So
I
I
just
am okay with you butchering the accent of my native land. Go for it. Have fun.
or neighbors of your native land.
Exactly. People nearby.
Yeah, look, I
Akin
only ever
to 'em.
ask permission to do accents of white people because I'm never going to do accents of non-white people. So,
Did you know that there are some non-white people who have Southern accents?
yes, I
Okay,
do.
just checking in.
However,
Sorry.
still not doing them.
Sounds good. I'm just being silly.
Yeah.
Thanks. Awesome. Any other more Zolagal HX?
Oh yeah, more question to ask. Should
Yeah.
does Maz have a question that they want to ask? Because since we
Ooh.
went to Ozza first.
That's true.
Yeah, my questions. I have one question, and it applies to everyone.
Okay.
Who are any of you not part of my regulars? If you're
No.
not, then I get one HX. If you are, then I get a different HX.
Yeah, no, I'm totally a regular.
Okay.
You're the best food round.
Well,
I'm too new to be a regular.
okay. I'm the cheapest food around.
Well,
Yeah.
look, we're paying for the company.
Oh, that's good.
The vittles, right?
Vittles. Oh dear God.
I won't remember to say vittles. It's not a word I think about often.
No. Just remember
I-
when you're going to do something, Jolene, if you could please say you're fixing to do it. That would just tickle me. Just say you're fixing to do a thing, because
Yeah.
that's just my favorite
And you've got to
Southern
and you've got to
Fixing to
wash
fix.
it down to get the sand off.
Warsh.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, it's
And
funny
yeah,
that you guys are asking me if Steven is like way Southern. He's in Texas, man.
hey, I
That's
asked the group
Greg is
as a
too.
whole.
You did ask the Greg. For some reason, I jumped in, and as if I'm the Southern representative, I'm just gonna shoot myself now.
Yeah. Yeah, my next HX question. Oh, I mean, I guess Greg, do you want to answer the regular question?
Oh, he did.
Well, I
He said
missed
he's
it.
totally not a regular.
Okay.
I'm not a regular.
Wow.
I'm too new. Too new to the
Someone don't
planet.
like good eats. All right. My next question would be, I go out into dangerous territory to salvage. Who usually comes with me, if any?
I do, but
Cool.
only if it's a good site, right? So it's kind of pick and choose. But I think we've got a deal. You obviously know the right places to go, and you're the other hook that I have if I can't get it from my regular contact.
Cool. Does anyone else go out?
I think like we go to different locations, or like at different times.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I won't mark you for this then. All right, Greg. Next HF question. Right?
Oh, I ask one.
Yeah.
I think I've actually pretty much cleared my, because the only ones I have left, one's almost certainly for Kay. One might be for Dari. I want to check with Brandon, who's been beside me all along. And seen everything I've seen. Unless, Zola, we have a longer history together. Have you been with me this entire time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, then I take +1 with everyone else.
Oh, you don't want to ask that? Okay. Oh, I guess
Wait,
you already
what,
have
doomed to
someone in mind for that.
self-destruction?
Yeah,
I mean, I can think more than one of you is doomed to self-destruction.
that's true.
What
No,
have you?
I'm happy with having helped you.
Okay, all right.
It's true. More people can think you're doomed. You can think more people are doomed.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I don't know. Do you think I abuse or neglect my gear?
Well, I haven't asked it yet
I don't know. I was looking at it.
because I didn't know if we were going to go back to Steven. And I'm sorry. How do I pronounce your name? Andrew?
Ambesh.
Anesh?
Yeah.
Okay, Anesh. Do you want to ask any more? You two? Well, I guess Steven, you only have the one, so.
I'm not sure. Like the one I have left kind of is "Are you my people?" I don't feel like there's anyone who's actually in my crew. Do you wish you were my people? I don't think that fits for Olin.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
got
not
his
sure I've
own
stood up
thing
to
going
you
on.
either. Yeah.
So I think it's just the default +1 for Olin.
All right. So, do any of you abuse or really neglect your gear? Azza. Looking at you.
No, I don't think so. I think like we
Okay.
no, I think we're fairly conscientious about the stuff we use.
I can say that there is an NPC, Star 74, who's an expert welder, and I owe them for repairs. I think I run my food truck pretty hard, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so I just got to get it working. It's kind of a junker. And that NPC specifically has repaired my thing, but maybe not done such a good job. So I think there's a lot of good play there with, why do you ever go to them? They're not very good.
Yeah, sorry. I figured out. So sorry to interrupt, but I figured out a way it could work for me. Would be like if we use a lot of scavenge stuff, and some of it is like we can't sell this anyway, so we'll just use it and then throw it out. Like we're not trying to make it last because it's not worth anything. That could be something, but I like Steven's thing as well.
I already have HX history with Zola, so.
But this is me marking my HX down, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Because it's not two-way, it's one-way.
Yep.
Right. It is.
All right. So it sounds like I got -1 with both of you, just because if you don't answer a question, I get -1 with you because I like things more than people. People are weird.
They are.
Y'all.
Cool. Any other HX? Have we got it all sorted?
It took me years to realize that HX is history.
I didn't get it right away either.
It was a long time.
It took me
It's not
until
good.
July of 2024 to realize that.
Yeah.
It's a bad term, so don't.
Yeah, I'm like, I never am like, why HX? That's weird.
Yep.
I don't love it.
It's dumb.
It's like
I get
okay.
I mean, I think the main reason is just for saving space on the character sheet.
It might be.
I believe it's also because it's prescriptive. As an RX, but it's
Yeah, that could work
history.
too.
It's a prescriptive history.
Well
I think
played.
that's actually in the book. I'll look on the break. All right.
Well played, Greg. Well played.
Okay. That seems to have solved all of our HX questions for this session. And then when the permutation changes again, we might do it again in future sessions. But for now, we are good to go. Do Greg and Jolene, do either of you have start of session moves?
I do.
Cool.
I have a gut feeling. Sixth sense. So
I do not.
Okay. And then we have wealth for Moz. So let's go with Moz. You've waited a long time. Undesh, do you have any?
Yeah, but we rolled that last time and we said we
Oh,
would.
we
would
wanted to
accept
roll
that.
it forward. That's right, because we didn't want to make it like over and over again.
But
Yep.
then we should all roll the living day to day or whatever it's called.
Yes, yes. Which I think is the most underdeveloped part of this entire hack book, because it makes no sense to me. But you did give me some help last session when I whined about it, Undesh, so I appreciate that. And I did drop that in with the living day to day, so I'm going to pull that up. But let's start with wealth, because that sounds fun.
So let's roll that. 8. And 8 means my food truck has all of its surpluses, but I choose one want. So let me go down and see what the wants are. What are interesting wants? Disaster, drama, or a hostile move? A drama's best. Yeah. And the way I imagine that is it's drama is you can pick one of the some of the players or some of the folks that I have in the NPC list and say they're at odds. Yay. Let's cause drama with them.
Okay, so you've got some drama going with your folks. That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
I'll point out a few things that are drama, which is Baba Joe, the hunched over guy, is not very reliable and wants my ship gone, wants my food truck gone.
Rough. Rough. And Noctic wants to get involved big time. Okay. Cool. Thank you for that. Now let's roll around to Allen's start of session move.
Holland has a sixth sense.
Yeah.
Rolling that. Oh, nice. A 13.
Beautiful.
So I get 3 hold that just allow me to ask you, what does my sixth sense tell me about this situation?
Can't wait for you to ask that question. That's going to be fun. Cool. Now let's start with, so the live day to day for Asa, we lend that right as well.
No, we did not roll that.
Okay.
We just did the.
We just did devotion. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you look in the moves, I have live day to day up at the beginning of every session, roll plus barter. On a 10 plus, ask the MC what's free and what's easy. On 7 to 9, the ask the MC what's easy and what's hard. And on a miss, be prepared for the
There's
worst.
a whole list of things in the PDF, like 80 different things.
Oh, right. Right. Let me pull that up.
So I have a barter of 1, and I need to check if that's quantified. Nope. I would have a +1 if everything had been fine, but it's not. So I have regular 1. 1, and I get a 3 because I roll snake eyes. Everything's terrible for me.
Wow. On a miss, be prepared for the worst. I absolutely have a great idea for that. So we will circle back to you. That's what we'll open this session with. Let's just jump to Moz. Let's live the day. You've got your wealth, but you still are supposed to technically do this thing too. So let's see how it is.
Off mute. Okay, there we go. The button. 8.
8. Okay, on a 7 to 9, ask the MC what's easy and what's hard, and I'll answer you. So I think what's easy at the outset of this session, and I am grabbing that stuff from the PDF and going to toss it onto our character keeper shortly. I think what's easy right now is ammo and weapons. One of the scavs, Sarko Plank, who I believe is a regular. Sarko just hit camp with a big find where they broke into an Imperial armory. So there are those E11 blaster rifles, the little blaster carbines, not the rifle, but the carbines, those short, like stormtrooper rifles. There are dozens and dozens of them. And uh, yeah, they are dirt cheap right now, which Constable Landry is trying to work with Lieutenant Dang Walden to put a lock on that, but it hasn't happened yet. And then there's the other part of like what's free and easy
And what's hard?
What's hard. What's hard right now, and you rolled well on wealth, so I think
I rolled an 8, so middling.
that's right, but you had drama. I think what's hard right now is that the meat is hard. There were a few beasts, lugga beasts, that I don't think Moz was involved in this, but there were some lugga beasts that were spoilt and still served to some customers at one of the small restaurants in Nima Outpost. And Allen, I'm curious like you're the health guy. I'm curious how you're gonna deal with that.
I'm sorry.
So
I
I'm trying
missed-
to
Yeah.
I'm trying to stretch out my food, add a little bit extra, liquid to the stew and all of that. I don't have
Right.
the best food. I've got the cheap food. Yes.
Exactly.
I'm sorry,
Cool.
I missed that. I was looking in the texts for
No
where
problem.
history prescriptive comes from because it's in my brain. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you said it didn't break. I get you. I get obsessed on a thing. So what I had said was, Moz had rolled middling on the
Yep.
resources or the live day to day, and what's hard right now is meat.
Meat is hard
There
to come
is,
by. Okay.
yeah, meat is hard to come by because there was some lugga beast meat that has spoiled, and a
Gross.
local person was still serving it, and so some people got sick, and I think you had to deal with that, Olin. Maybe
Probably.
you're still dealing with that. It's coming out both ways, Doc. So Jolene, what about for Zalagal? Why don't you roll to live day to day?
Fixing to make it in this here hellscape. There's a 9.
Hey,
On a
cool.
hit. 7 and 9. Ask the MC what's easy and what's hard.
Ooh, this is interesting. I think what's easy right now is drugs. Um, Boomtown, there's a dealer in Boomtown who is offering up. It's not necessarily medicinal, but of course, you can use it for what ails you. But there is at Boomtown a dealer who is selling stuff on the easy, and anybody who can travel could probably go pick that up, run into one of the other settlements, and scrape some cash, some creds together. Then what's hard? I think safety is hard, security right now, because there are a lot of yahoos running around with blaster carbines.
All right.
Does everybody live day to day? I'm sorry,
I haven't lived day to day yet.
Please live day to day. If you found the
I get to roll
etymology of
flat.
HX, did you
Hey.
discover the HTMA?
The first sentence is HX represents history or something along that lines. But at the prescriptive part, I may have just made up in my own brain. I don't know. I got a 10 for just living life despite rolling flat.
Oh
I'm
my
impressed.
goodness. I am so impressed by you.
Imagine having no barter. Couldn't be me.
What's free and what's easy?
Ooh. I think what's free for you is luxury goods. You're living in Nima Outpost, you're currently stationed there. And there is a near human, calls herself Duchess Saldcados. And if you look in the Jakku map, she's got a fully functioning ship just parked right at the edge of Nima Outpost. And she has offered you a berth if you're willing to give her, basically it's barter. If you're willing to take care of the medical needs of her and her crew, she'll let you stay there. You can't run your Alphas out of this, but you could go there and camp for the night. It's clean, it has power, it has void tubes, if I remember correctly. Isn't that what we found out in Mandalorian they call toilets?
Yes.
Void tubes and refreshers, which is a Star Wars RPG term for showers. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's like
how badly can
living
it go?
space, luxury, hot water. Mm-hmm. Very good.
After all that bad meat, it's been a rough week.
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out that none of the Duchess's people have had that problem. Cool. I don't think we have any more. Well, we can jump in, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Checking in. We've been going at this for over an hour. Does anybody we want to take like a 5-minute break and then pick up?
I need to fix myself something to eat.
Yeah. Do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Breaks are good.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Recording. All right. We are going to open our establishing shot. Our opening is out in the wastes, not far from if you take a look at the map, the Kelvin Ravine. So you can see bits of the ravine in the background. And there is a group of scavengers who are here. So I'm going to ask Andesh, who among your crew, or was it you who discovered this this odd vehicle? It's orange or rust in colored, kind of tapered down. Does not look like any of the Republic or Imperial ships, and actually has been hidden out in the desert until you and your crew came upon it. So who do you think discovered this?
It was not me. I've got a name generator up here,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it was Barrett. I put that in the chat. Who's one of the laborers.
Okay, cool. So I think Barris told you about this because Barris happened to be at the little eatery where the spoiled lugga beast was being served. And um an Abednito and an Abednito, that is a species named Rudown, had come into camp with look kind of like this weird metallic tentacle, the same color of the find that you're standing over. And it was Barris who realized, oh, that was connected to something bigger. And surreptitiously tracked back where Rudown had come from. And it was hidden under a dune, this find that you have. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looks like intact. Everyone gets to see this, and I'm about to find out who else is here. So good. I'm not doing that, and I'm not doing that. This is what it looks like intact. All three of the tentacles are off. You're just looking at the main canister here. It is in very good shape. This should be a very worthwhile haul for you and yours. So let me ask. I'm curious, Moz, do you imagine that you are here or no?
So let me ask you a little bit more about the circumstances.
Yeah.
This Barris came in with this piece of scavenge. How public were they about it?
So Rudown came in with a piece of scavenge
Oh,
and was
thank you.
very public about it. It was Barris, who's a member of Aza's crew, who said, I think there's more to this. This probably just didn't fall off a ship that we've already scavenged. I think this is something new.
So thank you. Absolutely. You know, this is where the next group of scavengers are going to go. So I would absolutely go. Yes.
And then, Zola, do you imagine you were at the restaurant when Rudown brought this stuff in? Like, would you have wanted to take a look at that particular tentacle?
Oh, of course. I'm like,
Nice.
it's just like, wait a second, that's new. Well, what
What?
do we got here?
Oh, yeah. Rudown would say, yeah, well, what we have, you can pay for.
Well, it's free to look.
Free to look. Don't touch.
All right,
I
no,
don't
I
want your
understand.
slimy green hands on my stuff.
Excuse you. How dare you?
Is there anything you'd like to do? And we're kind of jumping a little bit back in time.
Yeah.
You're at the restaurant. This is when one person is starting to like cough, and people are starting to be get a little sick. Is there anything you wanted to do while observing that? Because you're a gear cutter, so I'm just trying to make
Oh,
space.
right. Yeah, I've got
Gear cutter
moves
thing you want
probably,
to do.
right?
You probably have stuff like that.
Essay the salvage. Let's see. No, let's see. Can I roll things speak?
Ooh, so
Whenever
you want to, well, things
I'm
speak.
examining something interesting, right?
That's a good question. Do you imagine that things speak triggers just from looking, or is it a thing where you need? Does it have any requirements? Things speak
It
whenever
says
you
when you
handle
handle or
examine.
examine. Yeah.
Well, For some
Yeah.
reason in my head, I had it as handle. Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it. Let's see.
Yeah. I'm studying it, so I roll plus weird. My weird is 2. I like it's very funny when I was making the character. I'm like, yeah, I just want to be a normal mechanic. Oh, I guess they're just default crazy mind weird.
They're
I got
all
a 10,
weird.
so
Wow.
so I get to ask 3.
First of all, you just rolled weird, so please mark a tick on
Oh,
weird. I want to make sure we don't forget that
and
because
then so just mark an XP box on weird. That's it.
correct.
Okay. Right.
Okay. On a 10 plus, you can ask the MC questions. You get to ask me 3.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Who made this?
Who made this?
Yeah, like from
So,
the construction, from
mhm,
like the way it's put together, the type of metal used.
you know exactly what this is because it has a very distinctive kind of metal. Uh, it is it was originally manufactured in the Inner Rim territories, so very
Ooh.
high tech. Uh, and the manufacturer is the Colicoid Creation Nest. That is what they call themselves. I will drop this in to chat so you don't have to try to memorize that.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. That's highfalutin.
it is part of a Trident class assault ship,
Phew.
originally designed as as an aquatic gunship.
Well, it's out of
So
the
it is,
way here.
yeah. And it has not been in active use. This particular type of ship has not been in active use since the Clone Wars, so 30 years ago.
It was like forever ago. A whole religion got wiped out.
A whole religion completely wiped out. Yeah, so that's who made it.
All right. What has been done most recently with this or to this?
It crash landed. Uh, the ship crash landed here in the sand. And what would you see? Speaking to it. I'm trying to imagine how we're gleaning that information will help me form the answers. How do you imagine?
So I think like
Yeah.
I'm coming at it from studying as a mechanic, less so in the forcey sense. Just like studying like how was this ripped off from because I'm only seeing the tendril. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
was this cut off? Was this jaggedly like removed, or was it already broken in the fall or the
Oh,
crash?
yeah. This thing tumbled through and this was wrenched off in the crash.
Okay. Right. All right. And what's wrong with this and how might I fix it?
Ooh. There is very little wrong with this particular appendage. Um, it was when manufactured, this assault ship was used to attach to larger vessels,
Mm-hmm.
and often it was, at least near the end of Clone Wars, it would have a drill attached.
Mm.
So they would send the Confederacy would send them, then they drill in and deliver things into larger ships, like
Like
clone
boarding
troopers.
or yeah.
Yes,
Wait,
a boarding type
bone
ship.
troopers or droid
Sorry,
troopers?
no droid. Sorry, droids.
Gotcha.
Said Clone Wars. My
Troops.
yes, troops,
Yeah.
droids.
Oh, and just to clarify, because I had to look things up because that's my brain.
Uh
This
huh.
The whole ship is like 300 feet.
Yes.
So has this person brought in like the whole tentacle? That would be like
No, hell no. They have
just
brought
part.
in an armful piece of the tentacle from the very, very tip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
I just got, engineering brain. So
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I
Sure.
know.
I just it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah,
it
they
was
did.
right for me, so it was my.
No, I
It was
appreciate that question. It helps me to clarify what I'm trying to communicate. So thank you.
Thank you as well. All right. So how might it fix it?
How might he fix it? It has no intelligence. It is just imagine an arm. This is
Ooh,
a thing that could be used for
is
a lot of stuff.
this a question like that I could sort of like rework of like how might I adapt this
Hmm.
for other things?
This could be a wicked ass cybernetic arm if you really wanted it. If somebody lost an arm and they wanted a tentacle arm, this thing would be mighty good.
All right. Okay. And this is Barris that has it?
No, it is Rudown.
All right,
He
well,
is one of the scavengers.
I need their name is not in the chat. So I'm
I'm putting it into
thank you.
Rudown. Alt N P.
I was like, who's Barris again? Rudown.
Barris is the member of Aza's group who heard Rudown bragging, said, "You know what? I bet there's more to this." Investigated it and found the actual ship, which is
All right.
where. So we've kind of jumped back
This
in
is like a
time to
time
see your
jump.
connection.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Like, all right, well, okay, cool. Damn, that's a real good found, Rudown.
Of course it is. I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I'm like you. You're
Well,
terrible at this.
I mean, it's not the way I'd phrase
Just
it,
some
but
rube. I don't even know why you're here.
why are you here? Why are most of us here? We're just trying to get by. You can't do it by yourself. You don't even know what to do with that, do you?
I'm gonna sell it.
Well, how much you looking to get for it? It's mighty busted up.
He does the like lobster claw thing of he sticks his hand in the end and he wiggles a little bit. The end of it goes rear a little bit. It just doesn't seem busted up to me.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to do that with your hand there.
Oh, I just need to put in some kind of control. He
I'm just
makes up
saying.
some like I don't yeah, just put in a control collar or remote it. Maybe I'll hook it to a droid. I just need a droid. This is great. Drinks are on me. And then meanwhile somebody throws up because they ate the Lugga beast.
Oh, look,
And
Lugga Beast is great. They just needs better seasoning.
it needs more seasoning and not to be rotten.
Yeah,
Probably
well,
those are the two things. Cool. We're gonna kind of
yeah.
so do you imagine Zola has
Yeah,
stumbled
she's gonna
upon
go like, all right, well, trying to do like the long abouts of like, all right, how far can this person travel? Where did they come from? And time to head it off that direction.
awesome. So you're coming upon Aza Starbreaker and her crew. It's early morning. They've gone out, so they're ahead of light, first light. Sun's starting to rise up, and you guys are clearing away because there was a dune over this thing. That's why nobody had seen it during any flyovers. And it's a hell of a haul. This is big stuff. And Zala, you come along, you see how many of your crew are here, Aza?
think I think we're all here,
And how
uh,
many is that? Is that a
or at
dozen?
least yeah, everyone's here or on their way here because once we figured out how big it was, we realized that we need everyone to make anything of it. How many total? I'm thinking like a dozen, maybe. Like 3 or 4 guards, and the rest are labor.
And then, Greg, what about Olin? Do you imagine is Olin involved in this, or should we
Well,
set
the way
you
I
up
could get
somewhere
there
else?
would be that somebody came in sick from the Lugga Beast meet, and was talking about this claw,
Yeah.
and I see everybody like departing. I don't know if I would necessarily go, but I'm certainly like aware that
Well, don't you
there's.
have sixth sense? So,
I
worst
do
comes to
have a sixth
worst.
sense.
You don't have to use it. Rich
Do
is saying, "Oh yeah, I've got that, so we can pull you in if need
do
be."
no, I like it. Do I have the sixth sense that somebody's going to come to harm?
Oh yes, many people are going to come to a great deal of harm.
Yeah. All right. So I get in the ambulance with the character that I named specialist Marai, and we make our way slowly out there in the morning. I think we're not bringing the whole squad of people. That'll just cause more attention.
Specialist Mariah, I want to see a little bit about them. So, Spec Mariah
She was somewhere else. Has
fixes
limited. She's
things.
basically the EMT.
Okay,
She'd rather be somewhere else with a little more action, a little less sand, and not so many Imperial remnants.
nice, nice. So, oh, she's got cute hair. I dig that. I like Specialist Mariah. Good casting. She's in other Star Wars shows. She'd be definitely an important character, but it's not this Star Wars story. What? Why are we going out in the middle of nowhere? Oh wait, everything here is nowhere.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of folks going out there. If Maz is interested in it, someone's going to get hurt. So
Why don't you just get Maz arrested?
I'm a doctor, all right? Come on, let's get going.
She looks at her little data pad where she's got, the calendar where she marks off the days
Yeah.
where she ends her term. Cool. So, Maz, you and the crates line. Why did I say lane? Crates lane. You are heading that way when a couple of your crew reach. They finally get the assault ship. It's like airtight inside, which is great. Um, and they finally open her up. Uh, please, please don't grow attached, but name the member of your crew who is right there when the Rathtar comes out.
That Brella.
Rella. All right. Yeah, so she gives you a thumbs up, very excited, finishes the breach. The thing starts to pull open. Another person comes in to help, and then boom, it explodes open, and the tentacle comes out, wraps around Brella, yanks them screaming into the hole, and then the screaming stops. But to remind you, you did fail your lift day today. So, what do you do as your guards are rushing towards? Was Brella well liked, or was Brella just somebody who ended up on the crew?
Um, I think like we work together, everyone gets along fairly well, that sort of thing. And I mean, we're from the same small town, so we've all grown up together. So yeah, I think she was uh, reasonably well liked.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, your guards are trying to figure out whatever that tentacle that yanked Brella in and deal with that. What do you do?
I feel like I should read a stick, maybe.
Yeah. Maz, I think you're setting up a couple of the guard before they ran off were there looking at your wares, asking if there's any Lugga beast meat in here or not.
And I think I have this good like a refreshing drink, like maybe a citrus drink or a cactus drink or something that I think they're getting to refresh before they go in. And I'm kind of hovering there on the edge. It's a good break area where I can pop out my little seats and everything, and everybody can come up and get refreshed.
Nice. Do you normally deal in creds, Maz, or do you take their scrap?
Um, I prefer scrap because barter is you get a little bit more in barter. You can negotiate a little bit better. Creds are fine, but I think most people around here trade in scrap. Yep.
Makes sense. So you're reading a sitch?
Yeah. So I think I have a 1 in sharp, right? Yeah. After playing last fleet, it's so weird to have plus in multiple stats.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, last fleet, you everybody's like zeros and negative ones most of the time.
Yeah, you get like 1 + 1 and 1 - 1. Yeah. So that's a
Definitely.
9.
Ooh.
So there's no way to boost that to a
Well,
10.
if somebody were to help you,
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. Is there anyone around to do that?
anyone who wants to be around, we've set up where they could be around.
Yeah, so
No?
I think that Moz is usually ready for anything. Um, Usually it's violence in his area. Um, so whenever people start running, right? Moz uh puts everything on lockdown, closes everything up. And how do you help? It looks like you roll HX.
I think
You
so, yeah.
do. Yeah, you roll HX. The whole reason that we have HX is so we can roll it with helping or hindering.
My HX.
I have changed the basic moves on the moves tab to help someone. To help someone, ask their player what you can do to help. If you do it, roll plus HX.
So I have 2 HX with Aza. Roll that. I got a 13.
Wow. So on a 10 plus, on any hit, the MC chooses the most. On a 10 plus, they also gets +1 HX with you on their sheet. So Aza gets to mark a +1 HX with you because you are really dependable and they learn a little bit about you.
And
And
I think in this case, the way this looks on screen, as I pull out my slug thrower from underneath the bar, um, and start running in, and telling everybody lock things down, get to a place uh, where you can defend it, right? I'm like, get behind that dune. Yeah.
nice. And I think what I will choose is that you get a +1 to your roll so that you can get the benefits of a 10 plus.
Cool. So then we're on real situation. Um, 3 questions right now. Okay. Um, well, who or what poses the biggest threat to me?
That would be the tentacled beast, which I I am telling you the player is a creature known as a Rathtar.
Okay. Um, hmm. Who or what represents the best opportunity for me to, I guess, get rid of the Rathtar?
This is
You.
a picture of the Rathtar. They were witnessed in the sequel trilogy. They were the things that
Oh, yeah, yeah.
ran amok, and when Han Solo was first introduced. They're carnivorous cephalopods. And they are very big. They are average height 6 meters. So, oh, there you go. Cool. You have
Yeah.
phrased that question correctly. It is best not to try to fight this thing. It is a threshing machine. Your best bet and answer to the question is to drive it off, to give it some way where to go to,
hmm
unless you had the right tools to capture it, which I don't think you do.
Doesn't look like it. Well, then I think Cool what represents the best opportunity to lure it out of the ship.
Ooh, yeah, great question. So, best opportunity to lure it out of the ship is it is probably not full, though, um, you know, a member of your crew is helping it get close there. But Brella, oh, was Barris's sister? Holy
Yeah.
no, that's so terrible. Oh, she's gonna blame herself forever. Ooh, that's great. That hits hard. That's hits so hard. Uh, so best way, open the thing up, stay far back. Somebody can move quick, lure it with meat, get it the hell out of here. Let it be some terrible beast that haunts the ravine and not kills your people.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm gonna jump to solid call. You were making your way out here. You figured this out. Very excited about the opportunity. You hear the sounds of people as you're getting closer, and then um, there is a very loud mechanical noise followed by some screams, and then you see something fly up into the air as you're cresting a dune, Zala, and it is the hatch from that assault ship. Sure enough, there she is, that assault ship. There's a whole crew of scavengers who are standing around, but now some people with guns are running towards the ship itself as if something terrible has gone on. Zala, what do you do?
Well, if this ain't a tricky pickle. I mean, she's gonna approach cautiously, but like, she's not. Look, I don't have blasters like others. I've got an all kit tool.
Probably smart to stay back then, just like you
Yeah,
are.
I'm like, huh. So I guess I'm going to read the situation.
Okay. Well, if you read the sitch, you're probably going to get the same answers. I think it's pretty
Well, I
clear
get
to you
another
there's some kind
question
of. Ooh, why don't you
if I
ask that other
read.
question? And let's go ahead and
So
have you read so you can get a tick on your stat.
exactly. Say the
Just gonna.
salvage.
Okay.
That's a sharp, I presume, right?
It is for regular read, and so I would imagine it would be for
I mean, mine
Zala.
just gives me an extra question.
Okay,
That's
then yeah,
doesn't
same
change what
move.
I roll.
Same move.
There's a 10, so
Wow.
I get to ask 3, and then on top of that, as a free additional question, I can ask, what's the most useful, valuable, or mysterious thing here? Which it might be self-evident.
I,
I don't know.
I don't think it's self-evident.
Okay.
Like there's a monster in there, but you care about scrap. Um, this ship, it was so it's in rough shape. As I said, all of the larger tentacles have come off.
Yeah.
The hatch now has blown off, but this ship is near to viable. So
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
that is the best salvage is this this vehicle, you could make it functional again.
All right. There's
You
a
can
lot of
make
people
anything functional again, but you could do this with time and not too much special.
Yeah. There's a lot of people around here though, so that's a problem. What's my best way in, out, around, through? Or do I have to choose one?
You can, yeah, I think we can ask that. What's most important to you? Do you want to get in? You don't want to get around.
I mean, I want to get around the beast,
Okay,
but
fair. Well,
it's,
best way is to let them deal with it. They seem
that's
to be
true.
wanting to deal with it.
Right. Um, oh, I guess, what should I be on the lookout for?
Ooh, what should you be on the lookout for? Well, it's entirely possible that there are functioning droids inside the ship who sent that Rathtar after people. A Rathtar
Right.
wouldn't eat a droid because it's not made of meat.
So, am I able to figure out like how long ago this thing crashed? Or is it a recent crash?
Yeah, this thing crashed during the Battle of Jakku.
Okay, and how long ago was that though?
Month?
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. All right, so it's probably very hungry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got droids. Who or what represents the best opportunity for me to do, or do I say to to get this back to my workshop?
It's going to be real hard.
Yeah.
These people were here first, so they're going to want to get a lot out of it. Your
Mm-hmm.
best opportunity is, hey, if you save all their lives, they owe you. Maybe that?
I mean, I guess Ozza is probably the best.
Yeah.
Ozza's there and in charge, right?
Yeah. That's a better answer. I think that makes more sense.
All right. So yeah, she's gonna mosey on down. Not with the people rushing in, but try to calmly approach, hands up.
Okay, so Zala's making her way to the place.
Yeah.
Allin, you're on the ambulance heading to, and I think you crest a dune and see that there's a bunch of people scrambling around this large tentacle ship. Blasters drawn, a lot of screaming, a lot of stress. What do you wish to do?
I got a bad feeling about this, Mariah. Punch it.
She does not even give you a surly remark. She does do her job. So she punches it and will be bringing you closer. What do you want to do as you come roaring in? You pass right by Zolagal. She's moseying, so you're much faster than a mosey.
So I see. Is the Rathar like out of the vessel at this point, or is it still like
I
just
think that
pointing
this
tentacles?
Rathtar,
Yeah.
it's like tentacles at this point. It has not emerged from the hatch yet.
I'm gonna pull out my stun blaster, my Republic issued stun blaster. And he'll start shooting out the window at it.
Okay,
You
so
know,
like there's the tentacle and you're shooting at the tentacle. That sounds amazing. Look at you with guns. That's great. I love it. So you are, I don't think you're doing battle. I think you just, so what were you hoping to do? Make it go back? Hurt it?
yeah, maybe get it to go back into the hut and convince all of these scrappers with this pile of gold in front of them that maybe it's best to just leave this one alone.
I think you're confronting someone, man. I think that's the move that best applies here. Trying to make them
Ah,
back off. Roll plus aggro.
okay. So yeah, I'm just screaming, "Get back! Get back!" I'm great at
Nice.
aggro. I'm rolling flat. There we go. I'm not bad at aggro. Let's see. Confront someone on a 7 to 9. You have them some wiggle room. and they try to escape, bargain with you, pass off responsibility, or divert you instead.
Okay, so that's going to be weird. How does a Rathtar bargain with you? It
I wasn't
doesn't.
I don't feel like I was confronting the Rathtar. I'm confronting
Oh.
Aza's troops, telling them
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah,
this is
that makes
not
sense.
worth your life.
Ooh, cool. Yeah, Ace, I think you hear, I don't think, you hear Allen coming in heavy with a driver firing his blaster and telling everyone to back off. Do you try to hinder this or let him have his way and telling your people what to do?
Ooh, does that mean I try to interrupt?
Yes.
Or yeah,
Is confront someone interruptible? I'm not sure, but you can definitely interrupt someone. Yeah. Interrupt someone. There you go. Roll plus HX. Yes.
cool. I will do that. So what's my age with
Just trying to save
with
lives.
all? I only have a +1, so
Okay.
let's see. That's an 8.
Ooh,
Okay. On a
all
7 to
mixed up.
9, on any hit, the MC chooses the most suitable. You're there first. You're in their way. You're ready for it, and they have to deal with you instead of doing what they intended. I think you're there first. Like you get in the way. Does that sound exciting,
Yeah.
interesting, good?
Oh yeah, I love it. What? So I do just like step in front of the ambulance as we're speeding, and we have to slam on the brakes. Is that?
I love that.
Asa,
Yes.
tell your people to get away from there.
Hey Doc, this is not your fight. We're dealing with it.
That's not worth their lives.
Then we hear blaster fire, a groan from the creature, and then another tentacle grabs hold of one person's arm and starts pulling them towards it. Other people are grabbing onto that person, trying to hold them back.
Well, the goal isn't to get killed, and I think that's when I turn and try to like tell my crew what to do.
Cool. What is your telling people what to do move? Do you have one in your playbook or?
Yeah, I think this goes under leadership,
Ooh.
which I think is for
Yeah,
the guardian. When you have to order your gang to advance, regroup, hold position, and put their backs into it.
sounds exactly like what you're doing.
I think I also hit like with the because interrupt is its own
Yes, it is.
XP
You get to mark an
thing,
XP
right?
for that. Thank you for cleverly catching that.
And
Yeah.
that's my third.
Yes, you
So
get an improvement.
yeah, cool. So I untick those and mark the improvement, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So I think what I'm doing is like telling the guardians, like the people who have actual weapons, to shoot the tentacle, shoot the tentacle. Everyone else pull back.
Very
And that
reasonable order. They should follow that. It makes sense.
yeah, we'll see. I'm rolling plus hard, which is 1.
Oh,
It's a
goodness.
5. Oof.
There's no one who could help you here. Yeah, I think they are, if you recall, we have one guard who's being like yanked in. One of the guys reaches for his blaster, and it's enough to where the Rathtar is able to wrench that person free, and the guy gets drug along the exterior of the ship, bounces a couple times, and is yanked under so fast that you see it all, and the guy's neck is broken, and comes in, and we actually see blood squirt out. Not too much because it's PG-13, but like some blood squirts out, and we hear the Wilhelm scream of the guy before he is off-screen dispatched, and your guards are falling back because that is
Laser brains. Sorry, I had to.
That's good. I love that. I don't think we can save him, boss. It's said to you, Olin, by your driver.
Yeah.
So, Moz, what are you doing as right now? There seems to be a bit of confusion and panic amid the camp as folks are retreating from the Rathtar. What are you doing?
So what I'm doing is, so I go running up, I see the mess that's happening. I run back to the crates line, and I tell everybody that's there to, get out. I'm going to run the crates line back to the big ship and drop some food, and then come a little bit further away and start dropping a line of food. And as soon as I see those tentacles come out, I'm going to take off.
That sounds amazing. That is really clever. Let's see. I think you're going to have to act under fire to pull that off. Because maybe this thing moves faster than you anticipated.
And act under fire is what stat? Cool.
Cool. Should be cool.
Awesome.
Also, as a heads up, you should be able to see the moves listed with the stats. So that hopefully helps as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that is a 9. Would anyone like to help?
Yes, I would like to help. How can I help? Because that is the help rules.
That's exactly how it goes. Good call.
See, you could help. You could help because I think this thing is going to be too fast for one vehicle, so we'll have to swap off.
Ooh, that sounds very cool.
So I was looking, there are vehicle outdrive another vehicle rules, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of what I see this fitting into, except my vehicle doesn't have stats. And Olin, your vehicle has stats, so we can trade off. Yeah.
Oh, so you need to use my ambulance to do this part?
Oh, no, I think we just
Oh.
go back and forth, and
Okay,
I'm sure we can make up stats for mine if we need to.
fair enough.
Yeah. we can make ups.
Okay. I jump back in the cab, see what Moz is doing. Get over there and get Corporal Menace on the comms. So I roll plus our HX, which is +2.
Yeah.
Helping friends. All right, here we go. That's an 11. Oh shoot! Yeah, no, I did it a modifier. Okay.
Okay.
Do I choose on a 10 plus?
Actually, the
MC chooses.
yeah, the MC chooses on all the help and hinder stuff. So give +1 to their whole roll, both roll for it. This is one of the ones that amuses me. One of the help someone options is you both roll for it and the better roll stands. I think that adds a little bit too much handling time, but I do like the idea of it. It amuses me. Like, oh, it's a roll off, but that's not what I'm choosing. I think I'll give you the +1.
Okay. I think I go to the back and start throwing out the whatever food snack things we have in the back of the ambulance.
Oh man, my bars.
Also, just real quick, does my beginning of session move also mark my sharp?
Oh yes, because you rolled sharp. 100%
Sweet.
does.
Boom. All right.
I have a question about that.
Yes.
So, because I rolled 2 stats, so I marked those stats.
Yes.
Do you also mark the improvement tracker?
Not until
Because
you
it
get...
says when you've marked XP in 3 different ways, by
Yes.
rolling different stats or taking harm, you mark improvement below.
Let's
Like,
take 3.
There's so many. The language choices confuse and frustrate me, is what I'm getting to. But you didn't write it, so.
Well,
When
maybe I
you
did.
when you mark 3 of the XP boxes,
Okay.
And
So,
then
You get an
I-
improvement. Once you mark 3
the-
improvements, you get an advance.
all right.
yeah. You get an improvement. When you have three improvements, you get an advance.
Okay,
And the
so third
improvement
stat, I fill
box-
out an improvement box.
Yep.
Help or interrupt is a separate thing entirely.
It
Yeah, those
is.
are
Help and
separate
interrupt are
XP.
both XP
Okay.
options.
All right.
The gist of it is
A character
the
keeper
game-
note, just for
yeah. Well,
clarification, in the parentheses it says by rolling different stats. If you could change it to by rolling 3 different stats.
well,
that would
no,
help.
it's not 3 different stats because you could take harm, you could help, you could interrupt.
Yes, but like specifically, you have to roll 3 different stats to mark one thing, right?
No, you mark an XP. So yes and no. You get an XP by when you marked XP in 3 different ways, either by rolling stats, different stats, taking harm, helping, interrupting. All of those will get you marks. Once you've gotten 3 of those marks, you have an improvement. You've earned an improvement step. Does that verbiage help?
It's like a 2-tier thing.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah,
actually
it's very
yeah.
confusing to me. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So once you've marked 3,
I hear you.
Yeah,
This is me trying to improve
1, 2,
what's
3,
in the
4,
actual
5.
game, which is you have to mark something
Yeah.
4 times to get an improvement. And it's,
Yeah, look, I mean, thank you for that.
but it's not
But it's
there
also
yet.
a
I
weird
agree. It's not there yet.
thing.
So the reason, so this is what I think. Number one, the reason that it's you can get multiple things is because you can help or interrupt or something, and maybe that's with one of the existing stats that you already have ticked. And then once you clear it from getting an improvement, you can use that same stat again. So if
Right.
you were only getting 9
Yeah.
XP, 9 to advance, that might be hard, but you can use cool 3 times during that session. Yeah.
It's
No,
the
yeah.
attempt with the games is trying to make you use different stats,
Yeah, no, I get it.
but it's clumsily.
It's also confusing
Yeah.
On a
Do
certain
you think
level.
the terminology of calling it XP is part of the confusion?
Well, there's XP and then there's improvement, and they're 2 separate tracking methods. So
Yes.
it's just like, hey, this was unnecessary, you know?
Which this is unnecessary.
Oh, having the separate, like you could have an XP track and then the improvement track. That's what this feels like. There's
Yeah.
2 separate tracks.
Yeah.
They are.
So
Like
here,
the
what about
XP
this?
track leads to the improvement track, and
Yes.
then
So
that's-
what about
that's-
this?
this is a game design thing that I'm having, but none of us designed this game. It's already released, so it's not like anything can be changed about it.
So let's talk about that for just a second. I'm sorry to interrupt the
No,
whole
let's
story
talk
and
about it.
flow.
I'm
Yeah.
interested.
But would it be fixed and less confusing if you just had 9 XP boxes? Once you got your 9th XP, you advanced, and each of the different stats, so aggro, cool, hard, help, interrupt, had 3 XP boxes next to it.
I suppose. I mean, the 9 XP tracker is the same math theoretically. But like yes, but
'Cause
like
that gets
it's
rid of the
also
2
just like
steps.
it's also like the idea of like, well, if it's 9 XP, yeah, they want you to roll the more stats, roll different stats more often, which I understand. That's like a very like neat idea because you don't want somebody to roll the same stat over and over again. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but hey, that's the game as it's written. So that's
Not
just me
really.
understand.
Not really. The way it's written is even worse.
Yeah, it's even longer for them. Yeah. But
So-
thank you for the side thing.
Yeah, this was a good sidebar, and I feel like it's not there yet either. There's a part of me that just wants to say bunk all this XP on a miss and let's just keep moving forward.
Yeah, that was the original rules, right? Apocalypse World Basic, right?
No, Apocalypse World Basic was everyone assigned each other a stat, and then MC took
Oh,
a stat
yeah,
and
that's
highlighted
fused those
stats.
2.
Yeah.
God, that was so
It was-
long ago.
It was Dungeon World, I think, that, as far as I know, introduced
It's
the
either
XP on a
Dungeon World or
miss.
Monster of the Week that did XP on a miss. I can't remember which one
Yeah.
came first.
Monster of the Week has it, but I'm not sure if they were first.
Anyway,
Okay.
thank you. But yeah,
But I don't super like this either. It works for my brain, it works, but I definitely
now
see that
that like it's
it
been
is confusing.
explained to me, I get it. It's just like, oh, okay, that's weird.
Yeah. It is the two-tier thing feels like it should be possible to simplify it into something that doesn't need that. But it's also that you can't have like, yeah, you need to take 9 XP boxes because that means doing everything before you can do an advance. And maybe lowering the amount of XP you need means it's too easy. And having multiple boxes for each stat is also kind of confusing. So yeah, it's not uh, trivial to solve.
I get what the design idea is trying to solve for. I find that this current iteration, even though it's me, I think it's me, I can't remember. I grabbed that old character keeper from like multiple years ago and said, "Yeah, this is fine." Um, it's inelegant, and let's play the rest of this session this way, and then at the end we'll have a brief conversation. We're all an hour from being done, and we'll figure out, do we just want to go with XP on a miss because it's simple and it works and it's fine. Be XP on a miss and 5 ticks to improvement. And I've just whatever improvements you marks we have, you'd keep. That's what I would put on the table. Think about that. We'll talk about it more in detail in
Yeah.
50 minutes. Let's keep
Yeah.
going because I want to
Yeah,
see
sorry
how
and
the
thank
rest.
you, but
No,
yes.
it's important, and it's been one of those like big gaping wounds that I've ignored and continued to try to paper over. So
Gotcha.
we can, yeah.
Speaking of gaping wounds, um, trying to avoid those, pushing the stuff out. And Moz, I think I can go faster.
Oh, cool. So you've been interrupted as Asa moves in your way. You jump out and are going to help Moz in trying to lure the Rathtar away. And Moz, you were working together. Moz, you had acted under fire and rolled a 9, and then with helping friends from Allen, that moves you to a 10. Therefore, we are now at the 10 for an act under fire. So, act under fire on a 10 plus, you do it. This is acting a bit on Aza's influence and information that she had gotten earlier. The Rathtar slumps out and very quickly skitters along with its tentacles, grabbing the food that it smells and throwing it into its maw. You see this the Rathtar, like its mouth is just this rotating series of teeth, these jagged things that engorge on the food, and it moves quickly towards you guys. Allen, you probably need to outpace or outdrive a vehicle because this thing is moving fast enough to where it could reach out and pull itself along and then eat your stuffs, including you.
Well, Voodoo. Outdrive another vehicle.
Or unless there's another way you want to deal with this.
Well, so Specialist Mirai is driving though.
Uh-huh. But it's your I'll if you want to let her do it, she fails.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
She is screaming. This is not what she signed up for. This is not what I signed up for.
Well, then push stuff out the back, and then I'll slide over on the bench seat because it's the
Yes.
future and there's bench seats again.
Yes. Future is the past. Bench seats.
Okay, rolling plus cool is what I'm doing.
Plus the stat, so you get an additional +1 from your vehicle.
First, okay, so outdrive another vehicle. Both vehicles inflict V harm on each other. Oh boy. But first, roll plus cool, modified by the vehicle's relative speeds.
Oh,
What is the speed of the Rathtar?
I think you are equal speed at this moment.
We are equal speed. That's a 1. Okay. On a 10 plus, rolling plus cool. Drive. Am I very good at being cool? I'm okay at it.
Nice.
Wow, I'm not a fan of XP on miss, at least for this session. That's a 12.
Well, it's not happening this session, so get all your marks you can.
Okay. Uh, on a 10 plus, hold 3 against the other driver, the
The
Rathtar's
Rathars.
brain.
Right.
Okay. Oh boy,
Yeah,
this
on a
is
10 plus, you hold 3 against the other driver. And conduct the race. You hold on the following. Commit to your things. You want to drive fast? You want to drive hard? You want to drive safe?
I am holding 3, so I get to choose all 3, right?
You can choose all 3. Can you actually do? No, you can actually charge multiple. So you could do
Okay.
drive fast times 2, and if they do drive fast, then you still drive faster than they're fast.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, ultimately I need to drive faster, so I'll spend 2 on driving fast and spend 1.
This is the other driver. It holds 1 against you,
Yeah.
and it is
Uh
trying to drive fast. It wants to catch you more than anything.
then I will drive hard as well, because I think it actually comes up and I slam into it a little bit.
Oh, that's awesome. This thing actually does a bit of clambering ahead, and then actually you guys go over a dune and it rolls down, and then you slam into it and it rolls off into the sand for a bit. It tries, I think, because I don't know if I want to do an big round of Outlast. When you bump it out of the way, it rolls into the sand and then realizes, okay, this is not a fleshy thing that's just going to give me food. But Moz, you're still around. What do you want to do?
So
Thing
my
seems to be
plan,
turning back.
right, my plan was to help out Olin, but I've got all the food. And I'm going to say, if you don't mind, I picked up on the cheap all that tainted Luggabeast food, right?
Very cheap. Oh, you
Yeah,
okay, great. Yeah.
yeah. So
You're
I think
paying
I
me
have
for
just
it? Yeah, sounds good. This is a good deal.
I have this chunk of meat,
Don't let
stored
Olin know
under
I
it.
had that.
Right, right. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I have a knife. I think that's the one weapon I have other than my gun under the counter. So I'm
That's
going to
great.
basically real quickly chop that up into big chunks to draw it off, and then drop the rest of the lug of beast meat, you know, in an area far, far away. So I think that Olin's vehicle has pulled it off far enough, and then I need to lead it further.
I think that works for me, absolutely.
Okay.
And I think you've got a little bit of a head start, right? So when this thing rolls back around, it sniffs the meat. And so it's the thought of, do I go after this meat or go back to where those things are blasters that shot me? And it it, it seems to be heading towards your tainted meat.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Tainted meat. Oh. Also not
Somebody.
prog rock. Cool. I want to cut back. It could have been that too. We're going to cut back to the Trident class assault ship. Zola, you've moseyed your way down after you saw Asa stand off with Olin breaking off to help Maz, that weird tentacle ball monster take off after them. And I'm curious, Zola, what do you want to do?
I mean, who is Asa still here?
Yeah, I don't think
All
Asa
right,
left.
yeah, she's gonna mosey right on up to Asa. What kind of goddamn, you had a tough time there, huh?
Yeah, I don't have time to talk to you right now. We need to get things in order here. Like,
Yeah, well, I
go.
mean, you're prepared for the droids inside, right?
Droids? What droids?
You
Are there
don't
droids
you
here?
think that thing was piloting?
Hey, everyone, get back!
Yeah, I mean, I can help you out with that real easy. I mean, it's just like, hey, uh, we how about you want to make a deal? I mean, we know how you're bad at working on machinery. We've all seen it. I just want to work on this thing. We get this, I'll help you out. We get it back to my workshop. I'll fix it up for you. I'll just take a few parts here and there that you probably won't need.
Um, you help us fix this thing up, or you fix this thing up. We'll split whatever we can get for it. I'll give you 10%,
Sounds like a deal.
and you help us with these droids if there are any.
Well, I mean, obviously. I'll be standing behind all of your nice, strong, well-armed people.
Yeah, there's like 2 guards left because one of them got pulled in. So
Yeah, because we started off with 3 or 4, and now they're down to 2 or 3. So yeah, 2 guards
Right.
left. Oh man,
I'll go aggro on some droids. I don't care.
Asa, Asa, the guards they've pulled back. One of them has their buddy's big like blaster pistol that he dropped when he got yanked along, and he's holding it. He's not. It's not like he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to keep this." It's more like I have this thing that was my buddy's. I don't know what to do with it. I just saw a monster that I have never seen before, and it's gone away now. And 2 of my friends are dead. Because you're just a friend. Like this is a friend group, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well.
You give that to Barras, and we will go in there, see if there are any droids. If there are, Zola will help us disable them.
we got a barrier.
We don't have time for that.
We got to get her body. We have to bury her.
Bud,
Yeah. We will do that, but we need to go inside and secure the ship.
And the guy who just handed off the blaster pistol to Barris, he asks, you don't think that thing had babies, do you? And then everyone looks at him like, why the fuck did you say that?
If
think-
there are any baby monsters in there, we'll take care of them. Like if they're sorry, I don't want to say killed babies. That seems weird, but
Yeah,
if they're yeah.
that's good. Good call. Good
there's
pullback.
there's many monsters. We'll talk. We'll deal with it.
Yeah.
I think you need to
But
make a
right
leadership
now,
rule. They do not want
what
to
you
go
need
in
to
there.
do is you need to need to push them feelings down. You need to find the heart. You need to find the diamond inside you that has been strengthened by your time here on this here planet.
I think this is when I turn straight to Zola and like look you straight in the eye. You do not tell my people what to do or how to deal with this. That's my job. You talk to me, I talk to them. Got it?
Well, maybe you should speak up faster.
Maybe you should stay in your lane.
Bear says, I'm going in. I got to get my sister's body.
We will do that once Maz and Olin, they're tiring that creature out. We will deal with that later, but we can't do it now. It's running all over the desert. We need to go in here and make sure there's nothing else dangerous in there. We need to get Kamsar as well. He's in there.
I mean, if you want to go after your sister, that's fine.
I think you're making a
What did I
leadership.
just tell you?
So I'm just saying, with the less people you're here, the bigger my odds of negotiation are.
you're about to negotiate yourself out of getting anything here at all.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Make a leadership roll, Asa, to get your skittish
Yeah.
folks to make an advance here.
Cool. So that's hard. So that's +1. It's an 8. Not complete miss.
Now, how does helping work?
So, the way the help works is
should read it.
you offer some help. You ask their player what you could
Oh.
do to help,
All right.
and then when they tell you, and if you agree to do that, then you get to roll HX, and then I tell you how your help helps.
But will it, so like, given that they rolled an 8.
You can't get me to a 10, but you can help in other ways.
Okay.
Like if there's damage or something, I think you can mitigate that.
I could be a dick. I could be a dick and say, you both roll for it. The better roll stands, which is like they for some reason listed as all in this moment, but I don't think I will. But I'm just saying that's an option.
That is
I'm-
confusing, yeah.
To be clear, on
it's not-
leadership, on a 7 to 9 on leadership, they do it. It's just they don't exactly
yeah.
take any bonus to doing it.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't have a
And
reason to
it-
help you.
Actually, it's on a miss. They do it, but you'll hear about it later. But I think that's
Oh, wait, let me.
On any hit they do it. Yeah.
yeah. But on a miss, they do it, but you'll hear about it later. So they do it, but not
But it sucks.
really. Yeah.
I
But
need to.
they still do it. I just don't get the +1 forward. But if you want to help, I'll gladly take it because presumably there's something.
I wanted to look up to see if interrupt gave you a -2, because that would have been funny.
So mean.
But look, it's funny though. Yeah, I'll try and help you. Look, the sooner we deal with this, the sooner you can find your sibling's body that's probably being digested by all them squid oozes. Really, this is the safer bet. This is more profitable. You can deal with droids, right? I mean, anybody can deal with a droid. All right, so I roll HX then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would.
My HX with you is -1. So, nice. There's a 7.
Yeah.
Hey.
And so I
So-
marked help. Oh, it lights up when I've marked 3 things.
So there's
Okay,
that. At least there's something that you enjoyed. Yay.
Yeah, look, that helps.
Makes it all better. Sweet. Okay. You help successfully on any hit the MC chooses the most suitable. They weren't able to make the attempt, now they are. They get a +1 to their roll. That's kind of a dick move. You both roll for it and better roll stands. So I think what I'll give you is a
Or you could do the
Yeah, there's the other things
+1
too.
hold hard.
Ooh, that's true.
+1
+1
hold
harm.
choice, suffer one less harm,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
another
cool.
suitable bonus.
So these 2 guards and Barris.
And me. I mean,
And
I
you.
have my blaster fist.
I got my all kit tool.
Yeah, so all
It's got a
all-
fusion cutter.
It's not a bad idea. The hatch is blown open, right? So you start to make your advance,
Or a
and
rock inside.
you when you look in, you see the half-eaten carcasses of your friends. Is horrific. It's very, very dark in here. The air is stale. And as you advance inside, this long, it's 300 feet, right? And most of it was tentacle, but it's still the size of a double-decker bus easily in here. And as you guys start climbing in, you hear a tinny droid voice from deeper within. I have a bead on you. I will blast all of you. Every single one of you. This is a fully automatic blaster rifle. And it's in the dark. It's not lit. But it hasn't shot anyone yet. What do you wish to do?
Hmm. Look at the move.
Ping.
Oh, I wanna. I was like, all right, then do it. You think you can get us, but you think you can get us before we can get you? There's a lot more of us.
Nice. Are you
You
trying to?
target.
Are you confronting?
confronting? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Roll plus
Ooh,
aggro. This is awesome.
I'm like, all right, do it.
So should helping be before or after the roll?
That's a great question. The MC
Probably.
chooses, so I think you need to know what the roll results are. So I think I'm gonna go with my natural inclination, which is help after, but
I got a 12.
damn.
Ooh, you don't need any help.
On a 10 plus, they have to choose back down and give you your way, defy you and fight back, or else submit to your mercy and ask you to reconsider. Yeah, I think what happens is you call their bluff.
Yeah. Here's your options, bud. We destroy you in this firefight, or you surrender, and I'll get you a good job.
And then a pair of little lights kind of wink on, like wing, and then lights up. One of the guards shines a glow rod, and the thing it's an actual B1 classic B1 battle droid. They're like the little guys, Roger dudes.
Yeah.
And he's got his little blaster rifle, and he just slowly puts it down. He has he's tricked himself out. He's like lobster red with cool black marks and stuff. He looks dope.
Yeah. There's my 10%.
Okay.
You got it.
Hey, what's your name, pal?
I call myself Mr. Bones.
All right, Mr. Bones. Solo goal. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to not have to fight you.
This is our
Damn, he
aforementioned.
cool. He's my friend now. Well, I haven't killed him, so
You haven't killed him yet.
at the very least, we're not hostile.
I'm amazed that Greg called Mr. Bones just from the description. You are amazing, Greg. Turns out that Mr. Bones at some point was on Jakku, and I couldn't help myself. So this is how he got to Jakku in our canon. He will shake your hand. He doesn't seem nervous or twitchy or anything, but his head's on a swivel. He's making sure nobody's going to screw him over.
All right, so here's the plan, Mr. Bones. We're all of us together, going to take this heap back to my workshop. Then, I'm going to fix it up.
You must have a very large workshop. This is
It's, good enough.
I
I
think
am
maybe
interested
you should
in.
move your workshop here.
I mean, that would actually, it's pretty far out of the way, but I'm not opposed to the idea.
I'm amenable to this situation.
All right, cool. Sounds like a plan.
Cool. Let's cut back to Moz. You've laid out, you've reached the point where you're pretty far. Did you lead away from the ravine, like more out into the wastes, or did you double back towards the ravine?
So I want to read a sitch.
Yeah.
To find a good place to go.
I had a suggestion, if you're open to it, Stephen.
Yeah,
we
go
could
ahead.
lure it back towards my squad of soldiers.
So one option would so I want to read a sitch because I want to see if I lure it towards people, it might just tear into them like we've already seen.
Right.
But if I can find something else that it can
Be eaten by.
or eat, right, and be occupied by until we're done, then I think it's good. So let me read a sitch and see what's going on here. Read a sitch is
Sharp.
sharp. And my sharp is a 1. Yay. Oh, that's a 3.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You've gone out a piece and you're starting to run out of meat. And then who's on the ship with you, by the way, or who's on the barge with you right now?
Yeah, let me look at the NPCs. So I think Noctic was on the barge, but as soon as he saw the gear jumped off, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
Houdini!
so y'all saw formerly of the Bondara clan is probably there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Y'all saw. She is the one who says, "Boss, boss, something's wrong." She's starting to shudder, and then your engine pops, like you hear, weep, 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 and it starts gently heading towards the sand.
I put it down as gently as I can. I grab my slug thrower, and I think we're gonna see if we can't get to a defensible place. Oh, and I drop, the equivalent of dropping all your fuel before you land. I drop all the food before we head over that dune and end up going down. Yeah.
Nice. And she's sending up a trail of smoke, and this Raptor is still coming. You realize maybe it's just angry now. Maybe it's eaten enough. And maybe it just wants to kill things that it blames for its capture for months or a month or something far too long. Allen, um, so you did your duty. You came back. You've called on your troops, and I assume they're. How would they arrive? I'm curious. Would they have to bum a ride? Or they going? How did they get to you?
Well, I think I have the only vehicle, so either I'll leave it up to you. Either they like just decided by their authority and just like requisitioned somebody else's speeder, or they bummed a ride with somebody to head this direction.
Oh, I love the idea of them just assuming they have the authority.
Yeah, yeah. In the name of the New Republic, I need your speeder.
Sure, 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 sure. Oh man, that's great. Yes. So you say it's troops, right? Like you've got a squad?
It's a squad. Yeah, they act as a small gang.
Yeah, so your squad arrives on a speeder? Like a land speeder, you
Yeah.
know. They arrive on a land speeder. Your commander is the
Oh, he's a
Corporal
jerk. Corporal Mattis.
gruff, surly, often intoxicated bully, steady hand with a blaster and an unsteady handle on everything else. They come, he's not driving. He's a little
No.
drunk. Uh, but he's got one of the privates, PFC is driving this land speeder. I think it's one of your competing food trucks, Moz. Slash delivery driver. And not only is it in bad shape, but they waylaid the guy who's driving it, and he's just thrown in the back. So, hey, we're here, Alan. Probably gonna have to fix up the guy who owns it. He was not want to comply, but we're here.
There's a Brathtar. There's a Brathtar right over there. It's going towards Maz's Maz's thinking. He's gone down in the sand.
Oh, then we're okay then. Let's go. Got on board.
Mattis? Are you serious?
Rathtar is a tentacle ball of teeth.
He has no weapons. Get over there.
Uh, do you have rank on him?
I have leadership, yeah.
You have leadership. Roll leadership.
I will roll leadership, and I'm going to hear from it later. What is it? Cool? No. What's the leadership stat? Hard. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. That's a 6. Cool.
I would like to help.
Thank you, Maz.
Um, can I call that, or yeah? Do you need to call that?
Yes. You can help by having thrown out a whole lot of liquor.
Yeah, I think I've got some booze that is a favorite of your captain.
Something more active than that. Hold on. I'll see. Yeah, I'm open to a suggestion if you have one.
What if your captain has a bar tab with me?
Oh,
That's
I
pretty
love
good.
it.
So that way it could clear it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I roll HX with you, and my HX with you is
2, I think.
2. Fantastic. That's a 10.
That is amazing.
Maz, will you clear out Mattis's bar tab if he gets over there?
As soon as they get here fast.
All right, Private. Let's go save a citizen. And then the land speeder starts zipping away. Oh, do you get aboard? Are you going to deal with? It seems like though there's no fighting going on inside that ship.
I'm going to go with the troops because one of them's going to get hurt at the very best, I think.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
probably Mattis.
Cool. So let's see if we can resolve this Rathtar stuff. Maz, back to you. You were helping out. The Rathtar has rolled forward and has arrived. I don't think your current working relationship with your employee that she is the kind of person who's going to lay her life down for you. That seem appropriate? Do you y'all saw she's
Yeah, so I think what we see on screen is Maz has the slug thrower, this big shotgun looking thing that he normally keeps behind the bar, and she pulls out like a vibro knife. And he looks at her and kind of shakes his head, and then with 2 of his hands push her off, right? And with the other 2 pulls the slug thrower up so he can sight at the Rathtar and says, "Get as far away as you can. I'll hold it off."
you deserve better than this.
Just go.
Yeah, she's going to take off running ahead of where the crate line has gone down, hoping that it's going to stop to eat you guys and she can survive. And then I'm curious, before they arrive, this Rathtar comes upon you. What do you do?
Yeah, I think that's do battle, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do battle is hard. I have a 1 in hard. That's a 9.
9. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Are the troops too far out to help?
I think they might help in that he's motivated to make sure you live.
Yeah.
And they can fire from afar with some of their blaster rifles. I think that
Okay.
sounds like a thing they could do. But they would need for Olin to roll because Olin's a PC.
I'm rolling plus HX, so that's 2. Save the cart. Save Moz. 11. Hell yeah.
11. Nice roll.
I
So
think
with
maybe
the
even a few of them even jump on the back of the ambulance to get there faster, and they're the ones who take off a couple pot shots at it.
Yeah, that sounds good. So they take a couple pot shots to the thing, and that will push you to a. You rolled a 9, right? So it'll push you to a
Yeah.
10. You can hold 4 against your enemy. An
Um,
MC, the enemy holds 2 against you on any hit.
so I'm going to inflict 2 additional harm, and I'm going to fight defensively, so suffer 2 less harm.
Okay. It is choosing to. I don't think it's going to worry about initiative. It's just going to fight opportunistically and fight for blood. So it is a 4 harm creature, but you have spent 2 to reduce that by fighting defensively. I think it's swap, throwing those tentacles across, and you're ducking and moving a little bit, and so it's hitting some of the ship instead of you, and so you only take 2 harm. Do you have any armor? Right,
Do
because you had two
not.
two spins on fighting defensively. So
Yeah.
you're going to take 2 harm. So you go to 6 o'clock, and you also need to roll the harm move. But we'll do that in just a minute. You're fighting defensively and fighting for blood. So what's the total amount of harm that you do
Oh,
to the Rathtar?
so the
Or did I
slug
misremember?
thrower, the slug thrower is 3 harm, close, reload, messy.
Mm-mm-mm.
So that should be 5 harm, the
Wow, that's
Reptar,
nasty.
minus its armor.
Yep. Cool. So you do 5 harm minus his armor. That is that it's going to lose a few tentacles. I think the help is that it's hit also by some blaster rifles from the squad as they are approaching.
Awesome.
That's a great question. I bet Moz could make it tasty.
Play.
But it does harm to you. You're getting 2 harm.
Right.
And let's have you roll the harm move.
So the harm move is I roll minus the harm I suffered, which is 2.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what that looks like. I got a 4.
Yeah.
So
On a
you
miss,
choose.
I choose. You're out of action, unconscious, trapped, incoherent, or panicked. It's worse than it seemed. Take an additional harm. Well, we've got a medic on its way, so I think it's worse than it seemed. Now, here's the thing: it's 4 harm from the tentacles, right? So what it does is it wraps around and rends, and so I think it rips some flesh off of one of your arms. That does way more harm than you expected. It does a total of 3 harm to you. So you've gone to 3, 6, 9 o'clock. You
And I
would
think
definitely.
that arm is kind of hanging uselessly. Yeah.
That seems appropriate and sucky for you. Uh, so let's go one more round with the Rathtar. Allen, you and your crew come upon. I think your employee. She ran far away. She has a knife, right? She really can't do much of
Yeah,
anything,
she's
so
not. Yeah,
she's just going to keep running. She's not helping here. But your squad, they're going to, I think they're doing battle. So I want you to roll to do battle if you want to join it rather than help.
yeah, and I roll plus hard for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kill this thing. That's a 7.
Hey, on a hit. 7 to 9, you hold 3 against them, and they hold 2.
Okay, so they're doing 2 harm as a gang. Does that mean
Ooh, that's cool. So this thing is, I haven't scaled it up. I probably,
yeah,
if I sat down and said make Rathar
it counts
stats,
as
I
a small
probably
gang?
would count as a
Yeah.
gang. But I think since I haven't used the gang rules, we'll just say it's like a large man, which means that as a gang they do +1 more harm, and it does -1 harm to them.
Okay. Uh,
That is gang rules from second edition,
yeah,
which I
I
think is the
will.
default with
Yeah.
burned
Okay.
over overlaying in parts.
I will have them. I will guard someone
Okay.
and spend 1 to protect an ally from 1 harm. So that's me like shooting the stun blaster at some of its tentacles that come our way.
Okay.
And then I will spend the rest of them to fight for blood. They've been a little hungry for action. I think it's just they've been looking for something to shoot their blasters at and not get in too much trouble with me.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna shoot to kill it.
Nice. This thing is not going to seize initiative. It is going to fight opportunistically and fight for blood, which means that it does uh, 5 harm to 2 of your let's see, to inflict harm on additional. Okay. So yes, 2 of your squad will take 5 harm, which I think we lose 1.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, it's a Rathtar. Somebody should die. So an as yet unnamed member of your squad gives out a Wilhelm scream, but everyone else surrounds it and keeps blasting it. And then Moz, you with your scatter gun can also help to finish off the Rathtar. It dies out in the wasteland. And I think that is where we will end the action of our session, with Aza Starbreaker and her crew taking over this huge hall. Mr. Bones walking out with Zola Gall, a new employee. Zola probably going to move her workshop out here into the waste, which is going to be fun and also problematic. Allen dealing with the aftermath of Moz's heroic, but unfortunately very costly crate line breakdown. Cool. So at the end of every we have a session end stuff. At the end of every session, each of you will choose a character who knows you better than they used to. If there's more than one, choose one at your whim. You can tell that player to add +1 to their HX with you on their HX listing. If you feel like no one knows you better, you can tell see, if no one knows you better, choose a character who doesn't know you as well as they thought, or choose any character at your whim, and you tell them to mark -1 HX with you on your sheet. Let's start with Andesh.
Oh yeah, Zola knows me better for sure.
Cool. And then we'll bounce over to Jolene for Zola.
Oh yeah, no, Azza. Azza clearly knows Zola better.
Cool. Steven for Maz.
Yeah, definitely all in.
Cool. And then Allen.
Definitely Maz.
Nice and
Nice
sweet.
little do. Good stuff. All right. The next piece is that you look at your barter. I gotta put this in the session end section because okay. At the end of the session, does your scavenge information still apply? So that's on row 24 for your character. That's how you chose your starting barter. So I'll start from the left-hand side of the character keeper, heading right. Anesh, for Aza, do you still feel that your scavenge applies?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other question I ask is, are you satisfied with your place in the world?
No,
Okay. If you're
I lost
not,
2 people.
then yeah, that sucks a lot. You get to mark an improvement because you're not satisfied.
That gets me an advance. I will deal with that between sessions.
Okay, and then does your scavenge choice still hold true? You said yes, so you get one more XP, or basically one more improvement.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you've rolled over and have an extra.
Yep.
Cool. Then let's go to Zala. Are you satisfied with your place in the world, Zala?
No.
Okay, get an XP or an improvement.
Improvement box,
Yes, the whole big one, the big of the three.
the chart. Gotcha.
Yes. And then
Right.
does your scavenge choice still hold true?
Yes.
Okay. Then mark another of the improvement, the big box.
Oh snap! That's 3.
Yeah. You got 2 advances this session?
No, I only got 1.
Oh, okay. You noticed the color change, so I thought that
Yeah.
was you
So
doing
like
it.
when you mark 3 XP boxes, the color also
Yeah.
the
it
box
tells you
above
to-
changes
Yes.
and says erase those marks. So it's like, oh, okay.
Yep, that was my attempt to try to
Good
make up for the
programming.
confusion.
Good programming.
Okay, Allen, are you satisfied with your place in the galaxy?
Heck no.
Mark an improvement. And then does your scavenge choice still hold true?
I think it does.
I think so too. Then mark another improvement.
Whoa, advance.
And then last, Moz, are you satisfied with your place in the
No,
galaxy? Does your scavenge choice still hold true?
it does not.
It does not. Oh man.
So I changed my scavenge choice to a different one, right?
Yeah. And
'Cause
also,
you-
if neither of the A or B fits, we can work on a custom one for you.
So I think right now my barter should be like negative, right? Because I have no sense of income and the ship's all sorts of hosed up. Yeah.
Seems appropriate. It's
Yep.
gonna be rough. Gonna be rough for you for a little bit, but I'm sure that people will help you out of the goodness of their heart. Awesome. We did our HX, we did our end of session rollovers. Before we do stars and wishes, I just want to check in. Does anyone have any opposition to going to XP on a miss?
I actually prefer it as it is.
Okay.
I understand it now, so that
Yeah.
helps.
And I think I would prefer to stick with this since this is a quarterly. I'd say that, after the first 4 sessions or after the first third or whatever it is, make an evaluation there. The reason I say that is because there are some, as we have the longer discussion, there are some differences here. Like in the XP questions, you mark an improvement, which is the equivalent of marking 3 XP.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if we move to XP on a miss, we'd have to have fewer XP needed to advance because you're going to get a lot fewer XP if we want to keep the same rate of advancement, which kind of messes things up with the other improvement things as well. It becomes difficult because either you have to then weigh the XP you get on a miss higher, or it will be mostly just to get the improvements from the session questions. And neither of those is wrong, but it does change how things
work. Okay. So we'll stick
Yeah.
with it for a bit longer, and if we hit a
Yeah.
frustration point, we'll talk about it then.
I'm totally now that I understand how it works, I'm good with it.
Cool.
It was just like, well, this is confusing me. But we
I
talked it
agree that
out.
even though we understand how it works, it is inelegant, and I wish there were a better
Yeah.
solution. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
doing some interesting things. I just wish it did those interesting things
Cleaner.
in a cleaner. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
I mean,
it.
Absolutely.
A great example is XP on a miss is real easy and it fixes a problem where if you roll poorly,
Huh.
you feel good about it. But like I also like the original Apocalypse World method where you asked your other players, the person who knows you best, what do you want to see me do during this session? And that's a really interesting question, but it slows down play, right?
Yeah.
And it's so hard to get into play to begin with. And again, this two-tiered system is a little confusing. So, yeah.
But I think with the color color popping off and all of that. I feel like, because initially I was worried, oh, you're going to miss it when you have all the things, but with the things the sheet does for you, I think it works for me at least.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that the sheet helps. I still feel like using the I'm gonna have to add some more stuff to the keeper because there's some terminology differences between what's in the PDF and what we're doing. But that's okay. I
I
can
have
fix that.
question.
Yes.
What's the so the environ box and the psi box?
Okay.
What are they?
So environ is like damage on a big scale. So if you do one environ, you're doing 4 harm to everything in a certain area.
Okay.
Psi is your stat for psychic damage.
Okay. It's force beyond weird. For weird stuff beyond weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at the advances. I'm like, well, I don't know what that psi the psi mean. I had to look up which Greek letter that was first. I was like, oh, it's a psi. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's do a quick round of stars and wishes. We start with wishes so we can end with stars. Who'd like to throw out a wish or so?
I is it wish. I'm looking forward to I mean, I've got this crazy quote unquote salvage ship. I'm looking forward to embracing the tinkering role. Or it's not a role, it's just a move, I guess, where you tell me stuff to do that I need to do. So I'm excited to, interact more with the other characters too. This was a fun. We got to have the characters introed and had a fun little messy adventure.
Yay! Cool. Thank you, Jolene. Who else has wishes?
I'll add on to that, which is I hope that Zola can help me with replacing or repairing the crates line. Um it I was looking, can I find a better picture for another ship or something like that? I'm not sure I can, but boy, I like the idea of the new food truck being called the Rathtar's Bait, right? So
That's awesome.
I'll go next. And I had a thing, and I've just totally. It went very well this session. There's something like I noticed particularly with the medic, is that I could see very much how this playbook could become somebody who like stays behind the walls in their medical compound and doesn't do anything. So I don't want that. I want to be very explicit about that. Take me out, beat me up, uh, throw me your half dead bodies. I'm excited for that, and I think with I also want like a bit more of a confrontation at some point with Aza, because that was messed up. Like, I told you to stop. I'm the authority here. I think All-In is going to get in a little trouble. He's going to try to throw around a little bit of the New Republic authority, and you're not going to listen to him, and your people died, and that's on you now. So yeah.
I guess my wish is to see just the characters, their relationship changing and developing and going back and forth, which I think is definitely going to happen, but not just everyone becoming friends and getting along, like having some. I want our relationships to be a bit messy and like go up and down and
I like it too. Good, good. Unless you wait, do everyone, yeah, 4 and 4. Yes, just so nervous I'm gonna skip somebody. You went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars.
Cool. Yeah, this was a fun session. Stephen and Rich, I get to play with you all the time, but Greg and Jolene, I rarely get to play with you, and it's always delightful. So I'm really happy to be in a game with both of you. So that's really fun. I really enjoyed quarreling with Zola, like getting in each other's faces. That was a lot of fun. And Olin trying to be the authority is really cool. I like Moz and Olin. Your very clever plan for luring the creature away and making that work, but not perfectly. And that's how things should be. And Rich for being hard on us. I like that. So yeah,
Yay!
stars all around. Thanks.
Thank you, Nesh. Greg, what about you? Any stars?
I love I love the spoiled Lugabeast, and it came up a lot. I love that Maz is like, yeah, I bought a ton of it. I'm not selling it. It's bad, but it'll be useful for something. And so drawing it out, I love the Zola and Aza confrontation as well. And I don't know, Zola's a terrible deal maker. 10%. Come on, Zola.
It's out of her element.
She don't. Asa don't know what 10% of this is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. And you got a friend. You have Mr. Bones.
That's her 10%.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
as far as you know, you're not going to be here watching me tear it apart.
Yeah, I like that everyone's just like, oh yeah, I'll only be dead in a while. So
Look, I just want to work on.
Yeah, no,
Gotta
I'm
anchor
looking
it.
forward to this. Stars all around. It was a great first session for me, so looking forward to it.
Good deal. Thanks. Jolene, any stars?
I mean, yeah, everything. Y'all great. It's always great. Look, as this usually goes sometimes, as this most often goes with me in a Star Wars game, I get to play alongside. I get to play with Rich, obviously, Steven, as per usual, and Greg, as per usual. And it's great to get to play with you and Dash because, like, this is, it's normally just swap out Sabine, probably, but, like, it's always fun to, play with more people and, like, hey, I'm trying a new character, so that's also fun and exciting. But, like, Aza being like, hey, you don't talk to my people. You talk to me. I'm like, we'll see about that, but. And like
Cool.
Maz just like, toss out the meat, toss out the meat. And then, oh shit, we're crashing. This is a delight. And Alan just like, what are you doing? Get your people out of there. It's like, no. What if we didn't? It's great that we're not going to be all buddy buddy.
It's true.
Because
You
that's,
guys,
that's Jakku. Forget it, Rich. It's Jakku.
it's very Jakku. Very Jakku. Awesome. Steven, did you have any that were left out there you wanted to hit?
Yeah. Well, number one, I want to lean into wish or star, which is I see there being a confrontation where it's like I get a large portion of this take because I took the most damage. I'm hurt. I lost my income. I want more. So I think there's a good, contention there. And then I also want to call out one thing, which is, Greg, thank you so much for putting the pronunciation of your character because I would have been calling them the wrong thing the whole time. And putting that in there helped me a great deal.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Cool. Really enjoyed the session. Thank you for the mid-game game break of we're not going to do the fixture. We're just going to talk about figuring out the XP stuff so everyone is able to get on board with it. I appreciate everyone being okay with trying something that's a little new and weird. And I'll try to touch up a little bit more of the verbiage so that it's clearer for the rest of the series. Excited for more. Excited to have Zala Gall and Alan Trazik in our
I'm going to
show.
be rivals with Alan now. My workshop has healing tag now.
You seem very rivalish. Sounds fun. Awesome. With that, I'll stop the recording here. Thank you all so much.